The phrase "throw a softball question" is an idiom in the English language that refers to the act of asking an easy, non-challenging, or predictable question, often in a discussion, interview, or conversation. It implies that the question is designed to be simple and straightforward, usually to elicit a response that is equally uncomplicated or favorable. The origin of this expression can be traced to the sport of softball, a variant of baseball that uses a larger and softer ball. In softball, the pitcher throws the ball underhand to the batter, making it easier to hit compared to the overhand pitching style used in baseball. The term softball question draws a parallel between the ease of hitting a softball and the ease of answering a question that requires minimal thought or effort. Throwing a softball question is often used in the context of media interviews, particularly when journalists or interviewers are accused of being overly accommodating or not sufficiently probing in their questioning. Such questions may be asked to avoid controversy, maintain a positive atmosphere, or ensure that the interviewee provides a safe and uncontroversial response. In some cases, softball questions are seen as a way to curry favor with the interviewee or to avoid confrontation. For example, in a political interview, a softball question might be something like, "Can you tell us about your plans to improve the economy?" This question is relatively easy to answer and allows the interviewee to present their ideas and policies in a positive light without facing challenging or critical inquiries. Softball questions can also be used in casual conversations or group discussions to keep the atmosphere light and amiable. In these situations, they serve as a way to initiate a conversation or maintain a friendly tone without delving into more complex or contentious topics. For instance, someone might ask a softball question like, "What's your favorite movie?" to initiate a conversation about shared interests. While softball questions can be useful in certain contexts, they can also be criticized for lacking depth and failing to elicit meaningful or insightful responses. In journalism and interviewing, they may be seen as a missed opportunity to uncover important information or hold individuals accountable. Critics argue that softball questions can contribute to superficial or uninformative discussions, especially in situations where more substantial inquiries are warranted. In contrast, hardball questions are characterized by their challenging and probing nature. These questions are designed to push interviewees or participants to provide detailed and often candid responses, even if they are uncomfortable or confrontational. Hardball questions are typically associated with a pursuit of truth, accountability, or uncovering important information. In conclusion, throwing a softball question is an idiom that describes the act of asking an easy, non-challenging question, often in interviews, discussions, or conversations. The term originates from the sport of softball, where the ball is easier to hit than in baseball. While softball questions can be useful in certain contexts, they may also be criticized for their lack of depth and failure to elicit meaningful or insightful responses, particularly in situations where more probing inquiries are necessary.